Now we are going to understanding the cloze test and the purpose of cloze test. So what is cloze test? A cloze test is a language proficiency assessment tool that measures a person's ability to understand and use language in context. It involves removing words or phrases from a passage and replacing them with the blanks. And the test taker must fill in the blanks with the most appropriate word or phrases. The purpose of the cloze test is to evaluate reading comprehension, which is cloze test assess a person's ability to understand the meaning of a text and make inferences. Measure vocabulary. Knowledge. When we just measure how the knowledge and how we increase the vocabulary by through your knowledge, so by filling in the blanks, test takers demonstrate their understanding of vocabulary in context. Assess grammar and syntax means cloze test evaluates a person's ability to use grammatical structures and syntax correctly. Evaluate language fluency means the test measures a person's ability to use language efficiently and effectively. Identify language learning means when you have needs for cloze test and helps identify areas where a person may need additional language instructions or practices. So cloze tests are commonly used in language teachings, learnings, and assessment as well as in the research studies also. They provide a comprehensive picture of a person's language ability and can be used to place students in appropriate language classes, evaluate language proficiency for employment or academic purposes. It also assess language learning progress, and it also identify the language learning difficulties, inform language teaching and curriculum development. So what is cloze test? A cloze test is a language assessment tool that involves filling in the blanks and in a passage with the appropriate words or phrases. Here I have some examples or breakdowns of the cloze test. A passage is given with certain words or phrases which remove the replace with blanks. For example, the blanks are usually marked with a symbol such as dash or the bracket. The test takers read the passage and fills in the blanks with the most appropriate words or phrases. The word or phrases removed are usual. Content words, which is also used as like noun, verbs, adjectives, etc. Function words, prepositions, conjunctions, etc. Phrases or idiomatic expressions. The test taker's response are then evaluated for accuracy and appropriateness. Cloze test can be multiple choice cloze, which is options are provided for each bank. It could be open-ended cloze, means no option are provided and the test takers must come up with their own answer. Fixed choice means the same word or phrase is removed from every blank. Variable cloze means having the different words or phrases are removed from each blank. So cloze test assess language skills such as reading comprehensions, vocabulary, grammar, syntax, semiotics, and the pragmatists, and many more. So they are commonly used in language teachings, learning, and assessment as well as in research studies. So what are the types of cloze tests? There are several types of cloze tests, including multiple choice questions. For example, if you're having the options are provided for each blanks and the test takers chooses the most appropriate answer. It is open-ended cloze. So no options are provided and the test takers must come up with their own answers. What is fixed cloze? Means the same word or phrases is removed from every blank. Variable cloze means different words or phrases are removed from each blank. Short answer cloze test means takers provide short answers, usually a few words, to fill in the blanks. Essay cloze means test takers provide the long answers, usually paragraph, to fill in the blanks. Selective cloze means test takers choose which blanks to fill in and based on specific instructions or criteria. Rational cloze. Test takers provide reasons or justifications for their answer. Contextual cloze means the passage is provided without blanks and test takers identify the words or phrases that needs to be removed. What is computer-based cloze? Means the test is admired on a computer and answers are entered electronically. So these variations of cloze tests allow for different assessment focuses and difficulties catering to various language learning and teaching context. So what is the purpose of cloze test? The purpose of cloze test is to be assess reading comprehension. It means you evaluate a person's ability to understand the meaning of a text. You can measure the vocabulary knowledge, which determine a person's understanding of words and phrases in context. How you evaluate grammar and syntax by assessing a person's ability to use grammatical structure and syntax correctly. Assess language fluencies measures a person's ability to use language efficiently and effectively. How to identify language learning needs means this pinpoint area where a person's may need additional language instruction or practices. Place a student in appropriate language classes, determining a student language level for placements in class or programs. Evaluate language proficiency for employment or academic purposes means assess a person's language skills for job or academic requirement. It also assesses the language learning progress, which is measures a person's language growth and development over time. Identify language learning difficulties. So it also diagnose specific areas where a persons may be struggling with language. Inform language teaching and curriculum development. Provide data to improve language instructions and curriculum design. So by serving these purposes, cloze tests provide valuable insight into the language proficiency, supporting language teaching, learning, and assessment. So what do you understand by cloze learning? See, when you understand the cloze learning and cloze test, it involves recognizing their key features and applications. Here is a breakdown which we include in the key features. So there are some features regarding cloze test. First is passive passage with blanks means a text with deliberately removed words or phrases replaced with blanks. Contextualizations means the passage provides content for the missing words or phrases. Language skills assessment. It means cloze tests evaluate reading comprehensions, vocabulary, grammar, syntax, and language fluency. There's a variations. There's a different types of cloze tests exist, such as multiple choice, open-ended, fixed variable, and different types of variations are there. What type of application needed? See, and was this language teaching and learning? See, when you are work in the cloze test and it helps to identify language proficiency, labels, inform instructions, and measures progress. Language assessment and evaluation, they're used in language proficiency, which exams, placement tests, and diagnosis assessments. In research, cloze tests are used in linguistic and psychological research to investigate language processing and acquisitions. Employment and academic screening. So they may be used to evaluate language skill for job or academic requirements. So what are the benefits of closed test? Comprehensive language assessment. Closed tests evaluate various language skills in a single task. It is contextualized language use. They assess the language skills in a realistic contextualized way, efficient and effective. See, closed tests are often shorter than other language assessments, making them a practical tool. So by understanding these aspects, you can easily use closed tests to evaluate language skills, inform instructions, and support language learning and assessment. So what is a definition? See, definition is a closed test is a language assessment tools that present a passage but deliberately remove words or phrases, means blank. It requires the test takers to fill in the blanks with appropriate words or phrases. It evaluates language skills such as reading comprehensions, vocabulary, grammar, syntax, or fluency. It also provides a comprehensive and contextualizations assessments of language proficiency. So, closed tests are used in different teaching and learning and assessment as well as in research and employment academic screening too, which measures language proficiency, identify language learning needs, inform instructions and curriculum development, evaluate language learning, progress, assess language skills for employment or academic purpose. So what is a format of closed test? The format of a closed test typically includes passage. See, a short text or a passage with blank spaces. Blanks, words or phrases removed from the passage which replace with blank spaces. Instructions, directions for the test takers to fill in the blanks. Answer space, space for the test taker to write their answer. Options, see this is optional, multiple choice options for each blank. The format may vary depending on the type of cloze test, which is multiple choice cloze. Options are provided for each blank. Open-ended cloze, there's no options are provided and test takers must come up with their own answers. Fixed choice or fixed cloze, there's a same word or the phrase is removed from every blank. Variable cloze, there's a different words or phrases are removed from each blank. So the passage may be followed by questions or tasks that require test takers to use the typical and the completed passage in some way, such as short answers questions, easy questions, comprehension questions, vocabulary questions. So I have some example for you all. Here are some example of closed test, which is multiple choice questions. For example, I'm just talking about what is the capital of France. So I'm just giving you the MCQ questions like Berlin, Paris, London, Rome. You just have to tell the open multiple choice questions. So when I'm talking about open-ended close, I'm just giving you the only one sentence with the blank. The Great Barrier Reef is the world's largest fish. So you have to fill up and you just come up with your own ideas and you have to fill this question. This is fixed close. Means the following passage has every intent of the world the removed. So for example, I'm just giving you dash sunrise in dash east and set in dash west. So this is the question I'm just giving you and you have to solve it because this is a fixed close. Variable close. See in this the following passage has different words removed from each blank. Means the dash adjective sun rises. In the dash means location and set. In the dash location. So it's just giving you the helping verb. Just you have to fill it up with the variable close. So there's some another which is short answer close, which is the following passage has blank with the short answers. For example, the dash color sky meets the dash color sea at the horizon. So you can a choice of your own answer. Essay close. See, when the following passage has the blank and essay questions, you have to fill that the blanks with having the meaningful meanings in the bracket. The dash historical event had a significant impact on dash group of people, which describe the effect of this event on dash aspect of society. So these examples illustrate the various type of closed tests and ranging from multiple choice to open-ended and variable formats. What is the types of closed test? So here are some additional types of closed test, which is grammar close. See, in grammar close, you have to focus on the grammar and the syntax with the blanks that require test takers to fill in the correct grammatical structure. What is vocabulary close? See, in vocabulary close, you have to empathize vocabulary with the blanks that require test takers to fill in the correct words or phrases. Reading comprehension close. It assists reading comprehension with blank that require test taker to fill in the correct answer, which is based on the passage. Listening close. See, combines listening and reading skills with the test takers, listeners to a package and filling in the blanks in a written passage. What is close competition? So you have a variations of the traditional close test where the test takers complete sentence or the short passage rather than filling in the blanks. What is modified close? So in this, a variation that uses different types of blanks, such as blanks with the words or phrases that needed to be rearranged. Authentic close. Use real life materials such as news articles or videos to create a more authentic assessment experience. Technology enhanced close, which is uses technology to enhance the assessment experience such as automatic scoring or interactive feedback. So these additional types of closed tests offer even more optional for assessing language proficiency can be used in various contexts, including language teaching, learning, and assessment. So what is the definition of and format? So here our definition of the format of the closed test is closed test is a language assessment tool which present a passage with deliberately remove words or phrases. It also required the test takers to fill in the blanks with appropriate words or phrases. It also evaluates language skills such as reading, comprehensions, vocabulary, grammar, syntax, and fluency. So what is the format of the closed test, which I already discussed with you in upper slide, but still the passage. See, in passage, we just learn about a short test or passage with a blank or spaces. Blanks, word or phrases removed from the passage which is replaced in the blank spaces. Instructions, directions for the test takers fill in the blanks. Answer space for the test takers to write their answers. Options. See, this is optional which we have to give the multiple choice question for each banks, having the questions, additional questions or tasks related to the passage. See, there's a note. The format may vary depending on the specific type of closed test and its purpose. Here is a definition in the format of the closed test. I'm just giving the definitions of a closed test is a language assessment tool that presents a passage which requires different test takers in the fill in the blanks and appropriate words or phrases. It also evaluates language skills with having the vocabulary, grammar, syntax, and fluency. You can also define the closed test in the different type of reading comprehensions and having the language skills which evaluates the vocabulary, grammar, syntax, and fluency, and it also provides a comprehensive and contextualized assessment of language proficiency. So the closed test is a widely used assessment tool in language teaching, learning, and research studies, which offering up practical effects way to evaluate language skills in a realistic and the conceptualized manner. A closed test is a language assessment tool that present a passive with deliberately remove words or phrases. It's require the test takers to fill in the blanks with the appropriate words or phrases. It's also evaluate language learning skills such as reading comprehensions, understanding the main idea, and supporting details. Vocabulary, just knowing about the meaning of words and phrases. Grammar. In grammar, understanding how words are arranged to convey the meaning. Fluency. See, this is the ability to read and understand the text with ease. Provide the comprehensive and contextualized assessment of the language proficiency. It can be used to assess language skills for various purposes such as placement in language classes, evaluation of languages, and learning process, assessing of language proficiency for employment or academic purposes. It can be administered in the various format including paper-based, computer-based, online. It can be scored in various ways like number of correct answers, how many percentage of correct answers is theirs. You are just rating a scales, for example 1 to 5. So by providing a comprehensive assessment of language skills, closed test offers a valuable tool for language learning and teaching and assessment. What is the format of closed test? So passage, a short text passage with the blank spaces. Blanks are the words or phrases which remove from the passage and replace with the blanks. Spaces, instructions is the direction for the test takers to fill in the blanks. Answer space is the space for the test takers to write their answers. Options, use multiple choice options for each blanks. Questions, you can also add the questions or tasks related to the passage. So the format may vary depending on the specific type of closed test and having its own purposes. So some having various include, for example, I'm just talking about the multiple choice close. So you just offering options for the each bank. If I'm talking about open-ended close, so there's no options are provided and just test taker must come up with their own answers. I'm just talking about the fixed close. So in fixed close, the same word or the phrase is removed from every blank. In variable close, there's a different words or phrases are removed from each and every blank. What are the short answers close tests? See, its takers provided are removed from the each bank. Short answer close is the test takers to provide short answers, which is usually a few words to fill in the blanks. Essay close, it is a test takers provided long answers, usually paragraph, to fill in the blanks. The passage may be followed by the additional questions or tasks such as comprehension questions. Test takers answer questions about the passage. Vocabulary questions. Test taker defines the vocabulary words from the passage. Grammar questions. Test takers identify grammatical structure from the passage. So the format may also vary in terms of the types of passage which is used, such as reading paragraph and reading passage, listening passage, visual passage. So what is reading passage? A passage from a book, article, or any other written books we are working on it. So listening passage is a transcript of a listening passage such as a speech conversations. Visual passage is a passage which image such as comics, strips, or infographic. So these all come into the different formats of reading and having the different passages we are going to learn about. Now go through the examples and types. So here are some different types of and having different examples. Like I'm just talking about the simple close. So in simple close, I'm talking about the sun rises in the dash and sets in the dash. So you have to fill up your form and fill up these questions according to you. Multiple choice close. In this, the capital of the France is dish, and I'm just giving you the optionals like Berlin, Paris, London, Rome. It's all up to you. You have to fill up your questions accordingly because I'm just giving you the MCQ questions. So this is multiple choice close. Short answers close. The main character in the story was dash one and dash two. Essay close is the theme of the novel was dash first was developed through the character dash 2 and dash 3. Reading comprehensions close is the passage state that dash is one is the main cause of ultimate change. Vocabulary close is the word sophisticated means dash. I'm just talking about one. So grammar close is the correct form of the verb in the sentence dash one. Listening close, the speaker mentioned that dash is the most important factor in the success. Fixed close, the same word is missing from every blank, dash, dash, dash. So this is all the variable close, fixed close. So these examples demonstrate the various ways close tests can be designed to assess language skills and including reading comprehensions, vocabulary, and increasing having the grammar, listings, and many more things. So in this, what is the meaning of single word banks? In single word banks, it refers to types of closed tests where each blank space in a passage or sentences require only one word to complete it. The blank is typically marked with a blank line or a series of underscores. The test takers must fill in the blanks with a single word that makes sense in the context of the passage or sentences. Single word blanks are designed to assess through vocabulary. It can the test takers recall the correct word to fill in the blank. Grammar. Does the test taker understand the grammatical structure of the sentence and choose the correct word to fit it? Reading comprehension. It can the test takers understand the context and choose the correct word to complete the sentence. So by using single word blanks, teachers and assessors can evaluate the test takers' ability to understand and use individual words in context without relying on multiple choice options and lengthy written responses. Single word blank is a type of closed test where each blank requires a single word answer. So here are some examples I'm just giving you. The capital of France is dish. The sun rises in the dish. The author of the book is, the main character name is, the story takes place in dish century. The theme of the story is, the protagonist's favorite food is, the setting of the story is, the author tone is, the story genre is. So this all in the examples, the blank requires a single word answers. For example, a noun, Paris, sun, author, character. A verb means rises, it takes. An adjective, happy, sad, exciting. An adverb means quickly, slowly, loudly. To see in single word blank are useful for assessing vocabulary, readings, and having the including in your grammar and having the comprehension skills. Multiple word phrases. So, what is multiple word phrases? Refer to a type of closed test where each blank space in a passage or sentence require a phrases or a group of words to complete it. The blank is typically marked with a longer blank line or a series of underscores. The test takers must fill in the blanks with the phrases or multiple words that make sense in the context of the phrases or sentence. Multiple word phrases are designed to assess vocabulary. It can test the test takers recall the correct phrases or the group of words to fill in the blanks. Grammar. Does the test taker understand the grammatical structure of the sentence and choose the correct phrases to fit it? Fluency. In fluency, can the test takers express themselves in a clear and coherent manner? So, by using multiple words, phrases, teachers and assessors can evaluate a test taker's ability to understand and use phrases and groups of words in context, which is essential for effective communication and learning language proficiency. So here I have some examples. The company mission's statement is to dash innovative and inspired thoughts technology. That new employee was struggling to keep up with the workload. The tourists got lost in the city because they couldn't speak the local language. So this is all comes into the multiple word phrases. Now go through the open close test. What is open close test? So it is a type of close test where there are no multiple choice options which provided. Test takers must come along with their own answers to fill in their blanks. The blank may require single word phrases or sentences to complete it. The test takers' response are evaluated for frequency or accuracy to relevant to the coherent. So open close tests are designed to assess vocabulary, grammar, reading comprehensions, writing skills, critical thinking. It can be the test takers which recalls the correct words or phrases to fill in the blanks. It's thus the test taker understand the grammatical structure of the sentence and to choose the correct words or the phrases to fit it. Reading comprehension. Can test takers understand the context and choose the correct words or phrases to complete the sentences? And having the can the test takers express themselves clearly and coherently in writing? Can the test takers think critically and come up with their appropriate answer? So open close tests are often used in language assessments, writing, provincially tests, and academic exams to evaluate a test taker's ability to think critically and express themselves in writing. So what is closed test? So a closed test is a type of closed test where multiple choice options are provided for each blanks. Test takers must select the correct answers from the options provided. The options may include distractors with our incorrect answers which designed to distract or confuse the test taker. The test taker's response are evaluated for accuracy and the correct answer is determined to the test takers. So how you design to assess the closed test? So in closed test, the vocabulary, same thing. Vocabulary, grammar, reading comprehensions, learning proficiency. So here can the test takers recognize the correct word or phrase from the option provided? Does the test taker understand grammatical structure of the sentence and choose the correct option to fit it? Can the test takers understand the context and choose the correct options to complete the sentence? Can test taker demonstrate their language skills by selecting the correct answer? So closed tests are often used in language assessment, placement tests, and achievement tests to evaluate a test taker's language proficiency and vocabulary skills. The multiple choice format makes it easier to score an object but may limit the test taker's ability to demonstrate their full range of language skills. So what is the purpose of closed test? The purpose of a closed test is to assess a person's language proficiency, having the vocabulary, grammar, and reading comprehension skills, which especially closed tests are used to. It also used to evaluate language proficiency. So here it is determined that a person's ability to understand and uses language effectively. How the SS vocabulary used to measure a person's knowledge of words and phrases. By using test grammar, evaluate a person's understanding of grammatical structure and sentence formations. It measures reading comprehensions, which determine a person's ability to understand and interpret written text. Identify language learning needs, which a pinpoint area where persons may need additional language instructions or practice. Place student in appropriate language classes which determine the level of the language instructions a person requires. It also evaluate the language learning progress, which is a measure a person's language growth and progress over time. It also assesses language skills for employment or academic purpose to determine a person's language proficiency for a specific professional or academic requirement. By using closed tests, teachers, instructors, and language assisters can take a comprehensive pictures of a person's language ability and identify areas for improvement. How to assessing reading comprehension? See, closed tests are the valuable tool for assessing and reading comprehension. It they also require the test takers to understand the main ideas and supporting details in a text, make inference and draw conclusions based on the text. It also identifies the important information and distinguish it from less important information. It also understands the relationship between the idea and the concept in the text. Use context clues to determine the meaning of unfamiliar words and phrases. So by completing closed tests, test takers demonstrate their ability to make connections between the text and their own experiences on prior knowledge. Use critical thinking skills to fill in the blanks appropriately and demonstrate their understanding of vocabulary, syntax, and semantics. Assessing reading comprehension with closed tests provided valuable insight into the test taker's ability to understand and interpret written text, crucial skills in academic professions and everyday life. Assessing vocabulary. Closed tests are an effective way to assess vocabulary skills as they measure knowledge of word meanings. For example, test takers must choose the correct word to complete the sentences. Evaluate word usage. The text takers must understand how to use word in context. Assess words relationship. See, test takers must understand synonyms, antonyms, and word associations. It's also determine the word recognizations, which means test takers must recognize words and their meanings. It's also evaluate vocabulary in context. Means test takers must understand how words are used in sentence and passage. So by using closed tests to assess vocabulary, you can identify area where test takers needs to improvement with their vocabulary skills. It's also evaluate the effectiveness of vocabulary instructions and determine test takers' ability to use vocabulary in the context. And it assists test takers' understanding of new sense words meaning. It also provides targeted feedback and instructions to improve vocabulary skills. Overall, closed tests offer a comprehensive assessment of vocabulary skills, helping to identify areas, strengths, and weaknesses, and informing instructions to improve language proficiency. How to assessing grammar? See, closed tests can effectively assess grammar by evaluating sentence structure, which is test takers must complete sentence with correct grammatical structure. Testing verb sentence consistency, which test takers must choose the correct verb from the maintained consistency. Having the assessing clause and phrases usage means test takers must understand how to use clauses and phrases correctly. Determining pronoun usage means test takers must choose the correct pronoun and to maintain sentence coherence. Evaluating modifier placement, test takers must understand how to place adjectives and adverbs correctly. Assessing subject-verb agreement means test takers must choose the correct verb form to agree for the subject. Test sentences transformations, test takers must transform sentences from one grammatical structure to another. Evaluating error recognitions means test takers must identify and correct grammatical error by using closed tests to assess grammar. And you can also identify area where test takers need to improve their grammatical skills. It's also evaluate the effectiveness of grammar instructions, determine test takers' ability to apply grammar rules in context, assist test taker understanding of nuisance grammar concept, and it's provided targeted feedback and instructions to improve grammar skills. Closed tests offer a comprehensive assessment of grammar skills, helping to identify area of strength and weaknesses, and informing instruction to improve language proficiency. So how assessment of language skills work on? So closed tests can be used to assess various language skills, which including repetitive skills, which comes into the reading comprehension and listening comprehensions, productive skills, which comes into the writing and speaking. Language proficiency means vocabulary, grammar, syntax, synapses. So these are the language functions which how you describing, how you narrating them, how you explaining them, how you compare them with another. So there's language awareness you have to keep in your mind, which is phonology, orthography, monology, and the syntax. So these terms you have to understand the language awareness. So by using closed tests to assess language skills, you can also evaluate language proficiency levels, identify area for improvement, monitor language development, and diagnosis language learning difficulties, how develop target language instructions. So closed tests offers a flexible and effective tool for assessing language skills, which providing valuable insight to inform language and teaching and learning. So what are the strategies for taking closed test? See, here are some strategies for taking a closed test. You have to read the entire passage carefully. Understand the context and maintain the main idea before attempting to fill in the blanks. Use context clues. See, look for the words or phrases that provides hints about the missing word. Identify the part of speech. See, determine if the missing word is a noun, verb, adjective, etc. Look for synonyms. If you know the synonym for the missing word, use it help you fill in the blanks. Check the grammar. Make sure the word you choose fits the grammatical structure of the sentence. Use process of elimination. If you eliminate the answer choice that don't fit in the context or the grammar. Manage your time effectively. Make sure to allocate enough time to complete the test. Stay focused. You have to concentrate on each question and avoid distractions. Use vocabulary knowledge to draw on your knowledge of vocabulary, fill in the blanks. Review and check the work before submitting. Review your answer to ensure there is make sense in the context of the passage. So by following these strategies, performance of on your closed test demonstrate your language proficiency. So here are some different examples. You have to do it, and then you have to do the pro activity. This is the progress check activity, which you have to do it, and you can understand how you have to do. This is second activity. Now I just want to conclude this. See, in conclusion, closed tests are valuable tool for assessing language proficiency, vocabulary, grammar, and reading comprehension skills. By completing closed tests, test takers demonstrate their ability to understand and use language effectively, and teachers and assessors can identify area for improvement and track process. The strategies outlined earlier can help test takers' performance well on closed test, and the examples which provide illustrations and the formats functionally of a closed test. So overall, closed test offers a comprehensive and a practical way to evaluate language skills and inform language instructions. Thank you.